Hi to my new TK families. I am Mrs. Gutierrez, Renee Gutierrez. The kids call me Mrs. G. And this is my dog, Winston. Since we've been home, he has become quite the Zoomer with me. He sits here during Zoom sessions sometimes just for a little bit. So I think he thought I was going to start in with the kids right now. You'll hear a lot about Winston as the school year goes on. He has become quite the TK mascot. Um, so I don't know how long he'll last here next to me. But I want to welcome you to St. Patrick's School. If you did not come from our preschool, um, or you don't already have kids at our school, welcome. Thank you for choosing our school. And I'm going to try to make this quick because attached in your email is also going to be the TK handbook and another like new parent um, power PowerPoint. Um, but usually when I do the new parent orientation, the things parents want to know about are uniforms, lunches, backpacks, a change of clothes, and rest time. And I also want to, before I get going, I want to tell you to please not panic or feel overwhelmed after you go through all the information because we will go over it again. We're going to go over it in August before school starts. There's usually like you come in on a Saturday or Sunday so the kids can see the classroom before they come to school. So we can go over information then. And then we have back to school night at the end of, it's not going to be the end, but I think in August we'll also have a back to school night at the end of August. So no panicking, okay? But uniforms. So TK does wear a uniform. They wear yellow polo shirts to help them stand out. So this is the color polo shirt. It's kind of a soft yellow. Places to get them. This one says, it was in my classroom, so I grabbed it. It says, it says Wonder Nation. Wonder Nation. So I'm not sure who makes this, but it says school uniform approved. I always recommend parents go to Old Navy because parents like the quality of those polo shirts. Target. A lot of parents go to Children's Place. So here's another TK shirt. It's the same, so you can see it's kind of the same color. It's called New Yellow, and this one's from the Children's Place. Where else? Oh, Amazon. A lot of parents go on Amazon. Every now and then, I'll have one or two parents kind of get like golden mustard yellow. And I don't mind, but it will stand out like in class pictures, like when we take our school pictures, that will stand out then. And then I'm not sure what Mrs. Stevens is doing about Dennis Uniform Company. They usually come to our school, or you can order. I think you can order online with them. And on those yellow polos, they have a school patch right here, and it does say like our school name and transitional kindergarten. They are more expensive, so some parents like to purchase one of those, and sometimes they don't because they don't want to purchase for 1 year. So whatever you feel comfortable with, wherever you can find them, go for it. The bottoms are navy blue. Pants, shorts, skirts. There's navy blue jumpers you can buy. So anything navy blue on the bottom. And then I'm kind of a big stickler on tennis shoes. They need to wear tennis shoes every day to protect their little feet. They do lots of running. This school year we had PE every day. So they need to be ready to go. Lunch. I always say it's best, especially in the beginning, if you just pack what your kids are familiar with, what they like, and not order from our hot lunch program. They're going to ask you to order hot lunch eventually because they're going to see other kids getting it. And they just want to try it sometimes and just see. Um, but you know your kids, and if you have picky eaters, our school hot lunches are big. They're big. They come in a to go container with the flaps that open. With the three sections in there. So they're very big portions for TK. Um, and sometimes they don't like it when we have toppings. So if you get the baked potato, they're big baked potatoes, and then Miss Marley prepares them with sour cream and melted cheese and different things like that. I have been working with Miss Marley, our lunch lady, this year, um, to try to put the toppings on the side for TK. So that did help out a little bit. Um, so I just kind of encourage you to start off on with your own things that your kids like. So they will need a lunchbox, and we have snack time every day, and we have lunch every day. And your kids at this age, they are hungry and they are transitioning from whatever routine they were on before to our routine. So sometimes I hear, all day long, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Um, so I always say to pack more. More is better. And then if they come home with food they didn't eat, sometimes kids will go home and still pick out of their lunchbox, I hear. And it's especially good to have more if your kids stay for EDC after school, because those kids do not get to have snack until about 4 o'clock or so. And I know, because I see it, the kids usually stay with me after school until about 3:30, and they're hungry. So I will just tell them go get their lunch and pick something out of their lunch to eat. So always, if your kids are staying at EDC, have extra snacks for EDC, and some label it. Or they tell their kids, you have a granola bar in this pocket, a zone bar in this pocket for after school. Um, Backpacks. I usually am at school, so I can pull my kids' backpacks to give you samples, but um, bigger is better. Your kids are gonna have two folders to pack up. There, lots of times they put their lunch pails in their backpacks too, which is good. And then become fall and winter, they're putting their jackets in there too, because some days they come to school in the mornings with their big jackets on, and then they don't go home with them on because it might be warmer. We don't know about our unpredictable California weather. So they learn to pack things up on their own, and they need to learn how to put everything inside their backpack. So I know sometimes those backpacks look really big on their backs, but bigger is better. They have important things to take home to you. Their homework folders, their classwork. So please go ahead and try to get a big backpack. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. I think he thinks there's treats here. It doesn't have to be a fancy one. Even those, the ones that are like Disney characters or superheroes, they're kind of plastic on the front. Those ones oftentimes work the best because they're just big inside. So backpacks they will need for sure. A change of clothes. I was gonna have a Ziploc bag here to show you, but just not the Winston, stop. Not the of course not the a sandwich size, but just those regular size. I think they're gallon size Ziploc bags. The kids need to have a change of clothes unless they have an accident, because again, they're adjusting to different schedules, and accidents will happen. If there is those change of clothes have to stay in their backpacks. That's something else that has to be in a backpack. So if they stay in there every day, We don't take them out. We don't store them in the classroom because I have no storage for that. So when an accident happens and there's no change of clothes in there, I just call for pickup. I don't have extra change of clothes like they might at preschools or different things like that. Um, it has to be provided. So make sure inside that Ziploc bag is a change of clothes, socks, underwear. Um, Sometimes sweats are good to put in there because they're easy to fit in there. Um, and am I forgetting anything? And then I also ask that sometimes you just put an extra grocery bag in there. So, because in an emergency, if I can just go to the backpack and get everything, and if, otherwise I have to like run across the room, get the backpack, run to the other side, get the extra bags to go down to the bathroom with us. So if you just put a grocery bag folded up in there, and then we're good to go, and then we send them home for you. Um, I always try to email you if an accident happened to let you know. Lots of times, because they're in a different change of clothes. And accidents, I say, they will happen. We tend to go to the bathroom um, scheduled times, so they start to get used to those scheduled times in TK. But we'll go after morning prayer, so about 8:30, 8:15, 8:30, we go as a whole class. Then later on. We either have snack and go outside, or we'll have recess and go outside. So either way, they're going again about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then they have PE, and lots of times we send them before PE too, and that's usually before lunchtime. So they're going about 3 times in the morning, and then they go um, before lunchtime to make sure they wash their hands and go to the bathroom then too. So, and then after lunch, lots of times they ask to go again. Even during rest time, they start to figure out that that's a fun thing to do too, to ask to go to the bathroom. Um, and then when they wake up from rest time is usually another time they go, so about 2 o'clock. I notice that accidents sometimes happen, like sometimes right before we go home. Maybe they just, because they don't, some kids don't like going to the bathroom at school, so they've been trying to hold it all day. So sometimes before 3 o'clock, it'll happen right then and there too, before the bell. Um, and then also, some kids are not used to, especially the girls, they're not used to public bathrooms that self flush, and our bathrooms self flush. So sometimes they don't like using our bathroom, so they have to get used to that sound as well because it's really loud for them. So that's something to practice with them or prep them for when you go into public places, that their new school is going to have the self flushing toilets. So that's kind of it. I will touch on rest time too, really quick. Rest time is after lunch. So by the time all the kids finish eating, um, and sometimes that's about 30 kids or so, they put their heads down on the table to rest. No blankets, no stuffed animals. Nothing like that. When everybody's done eating, they know that they can get like a jacket or their sweater that's soft, and they'll just, some like to put that on for comfort and warmth. Some like to put it on the table and rest on their sweaters. And it's for about 45 minutes is the about the time, because um, with our schedules, with our class schedule 2 days a week. Sometimes we have science in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1:30. So I just kind of use that time, that 45-minute time frame, and that's about as long as they get for rest time. In the beginning, if they're still sleeping at 1:30, in the beginning I usually let them rest because they need to. It's a change and transition for them. So, and I know some kids don't like to rest as well. It's good that they do, even though they don't have to sleep. it's good that they learn to sit still, and that also prepares them for kindergarten too. So even though they don't have to fall asleep, they do need to rest their bodies, try to sit still. If they really can't do that, I give them manipulatives to use with their hands. Um, and once we get going, and I see, who likes to sleep and who doesn't, sometimes they'll start practicing writing their name some more during rest time, or um, we did lots of things last year. And then so I work with them if they're not nap kids, but I do expect them to try to stay still for about 45 minutes or so, like I said, and it helps them prepare for kindergarten and longer days in kindergarten of working and sitting still. And they can do it. They will. They will learn to do it. Um, let's see. That's kind of all I have. I wanted to touch on those things. I know you're going to have lots of questions. Please write them down. Um, and you can email me, and that will be in the slideshow that you watch, the PowerPoint that you watch for new parents back to school. All right. Nice meeting you, and I hope to really meet you in person soon. Take care.